Excuse me. You know, I did and my first idea, it's Ramadan, right? And so now like there's like shops that are open late, like IHOP, like halal IHOP, bro, like that's a game changer, dude.
That's a little bit a distance.
I think that there's two locations, and there's one that's a little bit further. I think it's like towards like Anaheim area.
Yeah.
But they have a halal buffet. From like 2 a.m. to like 4:50, I think, like that.
Really?
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, I saw it. And so there's that, and then I believe that.
Like I'm excited about the idea of the halal buffet, and especially at night. But the only thing is that it would probably, if you put yourself in that type of environment, you're more likely to not be mindful of like the amount you're eating. You get it?
I
like,
see that.
it's so tempting, bro.
Yeah,
it's so tempting. It's the idea of like, it's kind of getting you right there on that little border, but it's halal. It's before suho. Let me go dig out because I have to fast tomorrow. So let me make sure I enjoy it.
Yeah, so I have stuff like that. And so I think.
But that's a buffet.
Yeah. So yeah.
Buffet style.
I know. I never heard either, but like it's a buffet. Alhamdulillah, you know.
Yeah, we gotta promote it. Like, hey, buffet up in here.
Yeah, but
that is you're supposed to enjoy outside of Ramadan, bro.
That's
we
true.
We gotta make it one of these.
That's true, but that's true. That's actually very true. But I was thinking like, you know, it'd be like us, right, and the other brothers over there are staying over like other people and like just like one night, like I think even Urban Skillet is staying open late. I'm not entirely sure if they're still doing that or not.
What I saw was like Friday and Saturday.
Friday and Saturdays
I
only?
think those are the 2 nights that they're staying a little bit later, but I might be wrong. I think up until 3 a.m. We had the intention to what's it called, subhanallah, to create at least like well, I hate to say event because then it becomes all glamorous and all that, but just like a
little hangout,
like a kickback or whatever.
Yeah,
after Tarawih, for us to
so
go
nice.
to Santa Monica and go chill at the Brothers Urban Skillet. It will be in Santa Monica. If anybody wants to go down to the beach, they go down to the beach, and anybody wants to stay at the restaurant, they can eat there.
Yeah, you can plan that out, inshallah.
Yeah, I think it would be a good spiritual experience.
100%. It'll just build that connection, like just to hang out, talk with each other, and stuff like that, and like. And so I think like I feel like inshallah like is this year, this Ramadan, like maybe like this Friday or next Friday if possible, inshallah. Well, is next Friday is that the start of the last 10 days of Ramadan? Wait, no, that'd be the third week because it's April 5th right now.
Love that you brought that up. Wait, what? That's actually yeah, I think you might be right there. I think we're limited on time. I'm glad that you brought that up because last 10 nights should be
really focused.
Should be really, really. It's kind of like final. It's like it's pretty much your final, then you're doing all night.
Yeah.
You focus. You go out on beast mode.
Beast mode.
Yeah. Right now we can enjoy it. But not. I don't think we want to do it as the last 10 nights. But still, you know, there's ajr still in even if you can do it in those days for the sake of the right intentions for brotherhood or whatever.
Good work, inshallah. Yeah, but so like probably like is this week or maybe is next week. I mean, we can like let them know like, hey.
You know what the brothers should do?
Which one?
Brother from he should during the last 10 nights he should hook it up over here so we don't have to drive over there.
Yeah, and it's the cops.
The brothers, everybody, the community makes dua for the brother. Mashallah.
It would work, you know.
So amazing. But definitely a shout out to Urban Skillet there. The food is amazing. I know that we have it like right over here across the street, and alhamdulillah, you know, may Allah bless this restaurant and this brother that came up with the idea, because it's a great alternative.
Great alternative, like, you know, and it's great. It's great to.
But it is.
Halal meat.
I mean, it is a little bit expensive for our younger brothers. I know, younger brothers, sisters.
For me, it's all right. Like, what's in the blue? We're like, oh, Urban's good. I'm gonna like go all out.
You know, the fact that you say that, it just reminds me like of this this thing of appreciation, right?
Yeah.
If you have something that you can have every day, you're not gonna appreciate it.
You
Right?
appreciate it.
And so, like, if we talk about like, if we talk about having something, having a urban skillet every single day versus you having it
like
once every 3 months, or like it's gonna,
it's really special,
and it's gonna taste like your taste buds are gonna go off the roof. Man,
Yeah,
it's the hype, it's the expectation. You're just like, it's kind of like the release of like a video game or something. You're waiting,
it's
anticipation, bro.
The build up.
Yeah, it's fantastic, and then you enjoy it versus like
on like a normal night, like
every day, bro.
Yeah, and it's different too, cause like, you know, and so if you go, if it's like you and your friends, right? You guys go late night, especially during Ramadan, bro. Like it's food at night. It's different. Sorry, bro.
No, I completely agree. I think that well, in Ramadan it just has an extra.
It's more blessing.
It has a different feeling to it.
Yeah. Hamza.
Welcome to our
podcast. You want to call it that?
Just a little chat, like we're just having just regular chill chat. We're talking about urban skillet. Oh, the brother here, he said he wanted to go to Santa Monica and go into the water in the cold, and so just so happens one of my friends, he opened up urban skillet out over there in Santa Monica. So, you know, it's like the qadr of Allah, like Allah wants us to do this.
So, you know,
do this amazing event or a gathering of brothers that were really.
It's more of a hangout, not event.
More of a hangout.
And so we're thinking like you like Zubair, Hamza, you're Hamza, Zubair, and everyone else, you know. Like if we can just like plan like maybe this Friday or next Friday, inshallah, you know, if we can all just go and just eat and then just like, you know, hang out.
Yeah.
You know, funny.
Friday or Saturday we could probably.
Friday or Saturday would work.
And then what's it called? We're trying to beat it before the last.
That's 10 nights, inshallah, for Ramadan.
You know that's like super safe.
Super safe.
You're talking about after Tarawih, right?
Yeah, after Tarawih.
No, bro, we're going to after Tarawih thing. No, just
at noontime. Azur Salah.
What? Yeah. Oh, yeah. But it would have to be to go, bro. And then it's not the same. Remember, it's the same when it's a cold food.
It's a good idea.
Inshallah. Let them know, inshallah, that we can kind of take care of our bro.
Yeah. I think that'll be a pretty good idea. I think the only thing is just kind of kind of engaging the community and seeing who wants to attend and wants to attend.
Yeah, and we could definitely definitely start small. It's small inside, like it'd be us, you know, and those brothers, and then and we could like kind of like plan it out first, and after it's planned out, then I guess like after we saw out in charge, and like if people starts, it could be like a low announcement like, hey, this day at this night, you know, it's a brother that are going to go to Santa Monica in Urban Skillet and eat there and hang out. So if you guys want to come by, you know, do that, you know, and that way just. And
then the people that want to preview of Urban Skillet, they could just go to the local.
Yeah, they can just go to the local.
Support the local community here in North Hollywood, because the food is great. And I think you guys would really enjoy it.
Sponsor us.
Bro, a shout out, inshallah, we can get hooked up by you. Maybe a percentage of. Now the brother is so bless him and his family, and you know,
I think they're Pakistani.
May he, I'm not too sure. I know one thing, he's Muslim, mashallah. Yeah, alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah, man. I went to school with him, and
wow.
such a beautiful brother.
That's beautiful.
Not to like boast or anything, but you know, may he have multiple chains and get success.
Allahumma barik. Allah bless
in this
yeah, I see it's one of my friends. And so you might and so his name is Asad, and you might have known about. You probably have seen him at the masjid, but and so Asad is like a videographer, right? And so
I know Asad Flip.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Bro, a shout out to you, dude. You did freaking excellent job on that video promo. You got talents, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Allah gifts us with different talents and creativity. We just don't need doctors. We just don't need engineers and lawyers, man. We need We need
a diverse community.
We need a diverse community, and
I mean,
God has gifted you with the talent, man. So keep up the great work that you're doing. I said, just a shout out, man. Just amazing stuff, and
bro.
you know, other people that are creative minded too. Follow your passion, follow your dreams, and see how you can do great work for humanity and stuff like that, man. And then if you can, make some time for the masjid. And what I mean by that is, maybe get a little bit more involved with something you're passionate about. Don't make people do what you're not passionate about. But if you like something in the community and you're want to do marketing, or you want to do things, come to us, man, and so we can give you we can support you in your guys' ideas. I think it would be
It'd be beautiful.
it's needed. It's needed.
100% needed, especially in this day and age too. Especially in this community.
Bro, like subhanAllah, I tell you, like it was like we as human beings are so multi-dimensional, right? In that we have strengths. We have a lot of strengths actually, and few weaknesses, right?
Yeah.
And with time, those weaknesses can become strengths because we recognize those weaknesses and we kind of work on it. But subhanAllah, each individual, man, wallahi, I tell you, there's so much strengths in people, and they're so underutilized. They're so they haven't been recognized, or they haven't a light hasn't been shown on their strength.
I 100% agree, and I feel like it's also what's like it's a stigma in this day and age, especially like it's like in the first, like it's the first gen parents, like or it's the first gen kids parents, right? Especially like and if they come from a immigrant family, for example, right? It's very, be a doctor, be a lawyer, or like something big, right? And go to school and go to college, and like college is not for everyone. And that's the truth.
And there's no guarantee as well.
There's no guarantee.
There's a lot of brothers and sisters, not to discourage college, but there's a lot of brothers and sisters that work in retail that become managers. That those are also essential to needed.
100%.
Let's say you work at Best Buy and you start as a sales associate or whatever, and you work your way up to a manager, and then you become a district manager. Hey, that's awesome, man. That you found your grind and you're doing it. There's no shame in that. I think the only disclaimer and thing that I would like to put out there to just give a different perspective is that first gens. Yeah. I think a lot of times what they're doing, as I'm getting older, I guess I'm understanding a little bit more about first gen, is just that their priority is to create safety, is to give the next generation the opportunities that they lost because they have to be in the provider role in a brand new country, in a brand new environment. As I'm married, and as I know that I have a responsibility towards my spouse, my family. I have to provide for them, and that's such an essential feature that that I will sacrifice. I will work 18 hours if I need to, just to make sure that they are living comfortably, and many parents are doing this, dude. And that's
neglected.
That's why I think I wouldn't say. I think it's just maybe the age, maybe the understanding at the time. Not to say age is like a determiner of this thing, but 100%. Because you have people even at a young age that recognize and that there's others that don't recognize. So I don't want to put them all in generalize and put it in one category. But I think through time and experience and reflection and stuff like that, you can get to a point where you understand the first generation struggle. And we don't even have to. I think sometimes it's helpful to not look at our own experiences. I think it's helpful to see experiences of others and people in the larger community. And what I mean by that is the likelihood when you look at your experiences is you're looking at it with a pair of glasses that probably
It's kind
has
of
bias.
biased. Yeah.
It has bias to it. It
Yeah,
has
I agree.
a filter on it. It has a thin way where you can't not be non-judgmental.
Yeah.
It's very, very hard to get
I
to that
agree.
state of non-judgment. But with others, we could be very, very non-judgmental.
And
we could
sympathetic
see
and,
that
and start to understand.
Yeah, we could
a
see
lot
that.
more.
And so we could just use the example of the larger community, the greater community here in the United States or the world, where the first generation that has settled in, some of them, like there's
Yeah.
always outliers. Outliers are pretty much people
Yeah.
that go outside of
and beyond
the
mean
line.
average.
Yeah, the median, the average. They're like up here, and everybody's trying to beat an outlier.
Yeah.
At least in this, first generation
yeah.
category, they come, they open up a business, successful, doing their Ferrari, whatever, nice car,
passive
nice
income, and stuff
all
like
this
that.
stuff they're doing. Alhamdulillah, Allah wrote that risk for that person, right?
I mean,
And that's also needed. I'm gonna just be honest with you.
Yeah.
That's also needed because Allah wrote risk for that person. Maybe that person goes and opens up businesses for halal businesses, things for the community. Maybe a hospital. Maybe things. So
Yeah.
Allah tests people with different risks. So there's no shame in if they're that category of people that
I
were
agree.
blessed with
100%,
with wealth. But I think at the same time, the other thing is what we see is many people struggle, whether they come from Asia, whether they come from different parts of the world, and their parents struggle. They will open up a business or whatever just to support and get the kid through high school and college and get them into a profession that will help get them security. And where was I going with this? The second generation, when it comes to them, because there are second generation here in America, third generation even, look at them.
Yeah.
Look at them and their lifestyle.
So,
Second generation, so it's
I think they're
first
very
generation
spoiled,
works
in my
really, really hard.
Yeah.
Second generation,
It's
in
not
someone
as
sense,
hard.
not as hard, but like is
It's like
kind of
in the
making.
middle.
Third generation may go and like blow it all off. And then they have children, and then the cycle repeats
It's like
itself,
it'll
and then
repeat.
the third generation becomes like the first,
Yeah.
fourth generation. Sorry, the first generation,
SubhanAllah,
because
bro. It's a cycle.
there's no gratitude. I'm not once again. I don't want to generalize, but it can happen, and I think it has happened here in the larger,
I agree.
world. And so I think it's just a matter of perspective. It's a lot of times I've been with youth and stuff like that, and brothers and sisters, and they feel pressured. Like my mom, my dad, they don't listen to me. They just push me for school, and that narrative I've heard over.
That narrative, and that narrative is
I even
it's true.
was part of that narrative.
Me too,
bro.
subhanallah, and I think a lot of us are probably were, and the issue with that is between the parents and the kids. There's such a big gap in understanding each other,
Yeah.
And because they don't understand each other, the kids are not open with their parents.
Yeah.
And vice versa. So it could be like that. And
I think you hit a very, very good point. I think that there is a generational disconnect.
And for example, us Bengalis, right? Our parents and they come from Bangladesh, right? And Bangladesh is not really a rich country,
Right.
per se, and so they lived a very humble lifestyle, and they grew up on what they like grew up on is what they try to, I guess, enforce into their children. And the goal is
that's
to,
interesting that you say that, because even in parenting, when I did parenting courses and I taught it, one thing we always kind of talked about, and I'm in the field of counseling and psychology and all this good stuff, alhamdulillah, is the idea that if you don't learn a new parenting style, you will repeat what your father and your mother did,
subhanallah.
because they modeled for you what it is to be a father, what it is to be a mother. So
And it gets ingrained in
a
your
lot of
brain.
people will say, like I'm never gonna be like my dad and my mom or whatever it is, and then they never got any, they never got exposed to different new skills or different mindset. I mean, with the disclaimer that there are different temperaments and people
Yeah.
with that are maybe more soft spoken, maybe more thing, they might not repeat what their father or their mother did.
100%.
But there is also a high likelihood that you go to what you know.
What
You
you
go to
know.
what you've seen.
It's because it's easy. It's comfortable. for
It's
me.
comfortable. It's
You
easy.
know?
It's like, all right, yeah, like I seen this is how my mom and my dad did it, so I'm
So
gonna
I'm just like
I'm gonna automatic go on robot or computer automation mode and just
Yeah.
repeat and put that script down.
And it's so hard to make parents like I relate with this as well, and especially as a young is practicing Muslim, and and you can see it in Moscow, like it's hard to correct it's hard to correct a adult because and
Not
it's
all,
just-
not all.
not all.
Once again, I'm gonna go back to that point because I ran into that fallacy of
Yeah.
generalization, and then you can become very angry towards
angry.
all adults in,
I know,
in your life. So
I love protect this
so
from-
there's definitely a few adults that don't take to advice well.
Yeah, so, and like my mother going, and like the issue was that it makes the kids is people at my age, right? For example, right? Example, right? I know someone, right? And they want to be a car mechanic, like and UTI and all that stuff, and that's good money, and they have such a big passion for cars,
Yeah.
right? But the parents don't support that because it's not like professional looking,
Right.
Subhanallah.
What would sometimes it's like what would people think? What would people say?
Subhanallah. And
Bro,
that's
I
the
would
biggest
say,
issue.
bro, like I would.
That's
hit
what I hate
that-
most, bro.
Bro,
Subhanallah.
I would hit that person up when he's a mechanic. They a lot of times people diss, but through the struggle, if the person becomes that, I guarantee you 1,000% they'll use the service.
Allah, no.
It will flip.
It's so true.
The narrative flips.
It flips.
It flips. It's like, oh, you remember brother Muhammad?
Yeah,
he's a mechanic. Call him.
Yeah,
He's a
subhanallah,
thing. But
you know.
before it's like, no, Muhammad, don't do it. Don't follow your dreams.
Yeah,
of being a car
and
mechanic.
like, and the reason why it's such a big issue is because this person, so ever since he got out of high school, ever since high school, he always wanted to be a mechanic. Like.
Yeah. Allah put that in his thing. He
That's
knows
his
probably like muscle cars. He probably knows the in and outs of
In
all
and out of
models and stuff.
BMWs
Yeah,
and whatnot,
subhanallah, yeah.
But then for 4 years, because the parents don't support that, he's going into a
He's
field that's not his
conforming.
passion.
He conforms.
He conformed,
Yeah.
and he's not enjoying it at all. And now it just brings upon and it's all it is the will of Allah, right? But but it's also it's free will is in
free
there.
will definitely, and I think that there's so it is the qadar of Allah. It's a predestined aspect of Allah. Whatever happens to a person, it's it's already written, pre-written for you. So you experience any hardship or anything like that. No, it's a test from Allah because He already knows the beginning to the end. But
It's like first hand,
But there are I think like I don't want to fall into that category of saying like, oh, because it's the qadr of Allah, I want to I'm gonna be a person of inaction.
Oh,
I'm not gonna do anything. I'm gonna be passive.
It doesn't work like that.
It doesn't work like that.
That.
I think it's important to bring that point up so we understand that by you taking action is
It's
in a
perfect.
form of you doing qadr.
And
of Allah.
and the Prophet said, and Sallallahu is to tie your camel and trust in Allah. I'm not gonna like leave my car outside, unlocked, windows down, and like, oh, I hope no one steals my car.
Yeah.
Right.
Subhanallah.
Right. Subhanallah. But no.
But-
you have to take the action.
Yeah.
You have to take the action and make like I saw a khutbah. I believe it was from Dr. Like Yasir, it's Kadhi. I believe that's how you say his name. I could be saying something wrong, but basically, and the khutbah and so it was about trust in Allah, and what does it mean? How do you do it, right? And trust in Allah, and having trust in Allah is an essential part of faith, right?
Yeah.
But and that phrase is said everywhere. But like, what does it really mean? How do you really put your trust in Allah? And so and what I remember what I took from it is that we have to work so hard and act and we have to work so hard, like in the sense like, oh, it's not gonna happen if I don't do it, but inside our heart have full iman, have full faith, and I'm like, oh, it's gonna happen. It doesn't matter what, Allah's gonna make it happen. You know, and I think a great example of this is that actually for me in winter, right? So I was taking a winter class. I was taking like anatomy. And so anatomy itself is a very hard course, right?
I'm sure anybody that has taken anatomy, they'll never say it was an easy breeze.
You know, and the thing is, like, you know, I took it in winter, it's not fall, but winter. So winter is a 6-week course. So imagine a 16
It's already hard,
course,
and then you're cramming it.
You're cramming it in 6 weeks. 16 weeks to
Bro,
6
it's like boot camp, or it's like boot camp, or what do the people do in like Hell Week?
Oh,
it's Hell Week of
Hell
football
Week
and like trying
it's
to train.
Pure conditioning, bro. Yeah. I remember that when I first joined volleyball. It was tough.
You're basically it's kind of like you're working one job, two jobs.
Exactly.
Because you're studying, putting your head in.
Exactly, and so taking this class anatomy in winter, right? And so for me it was a very big deal, and so I'm not the best student. I'm working on it, alhamdulillah, right? But and so at Santa Monica there is like a 3-time rule. Like if you take a class like 3 times, like and so 3 is the max.
You take a class in Santa Monica?
Yeah, and so you know, and so the first time I took anatomy, I didn't do so well, so I dropped it. And second time saving, I didn't do so well, so I dropped it. But because
you got a U? Is that what that grade is? It's like
I think it's a W.
Sorry, yeah.
I withdraw, right? And so like in my situation, right? So I was supposed to transfer last year, but because personal things, you know, my iman, just personal things I was going through. You know, I was at the life happens,
sure,
right? And so I was like, all right, you know, and so this is the year. This year, inshallah, I said I'm going to transfer to college, right? And so and the colleges that I had in mind, it was Cal State Long Beach. It was number 1, you know, and CSUN and
shout out to LB community.
Yeah, alhamdulillah.
You guys are doing great
y'all,
work. CSU LB. You guys have an alumni by the name of Ahmad. I love that brother and your guys' community. Allah bless all of you guys and allow you to continue to do great work and be a source of dawah and guidance for our brothers at the university and at that community. And
so me going to college, right, or it's me wanting to transfer. I was very scared, and so first reason why is because one I'm taking like anatomy in winter, so that itself is already a hard class, right? Two and another reason is because if I failed anatomy, I would not be able to transfer. In this year, I will not be.
Yeah, that's like high risk, bro.
High risk, high reward.
High risk, subhanallah. You got double pressure.
And the third was like, you know, it's like personal pressure. Like, oh, like, you know, I told my parents, I told like, oh, like I'm transferring this year, right? Yeah. So like I put pressure on myself as well. You know, and so in my heart and also like Long and Cal State is Long Beach. It's one of the tougher. It's one of the harder schools to get into, right?
Very competitive.
It's pretty competitive, right? But
CSU Northridge is really known for their business program. It's like world renowned, very good. What about for LB? Is it their electronics or engineering?
I think is that as long as with kinesiology or fitness and physical education and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's my major too.
Okay.
So
kinesiology?
Yeah, I'm going to be a PE teacher, inshallah. Big dog.
Kinesiology. You want to be a PE teacher?
Yeah, for high school.
Okay. I think I have a friend that did kinesiology as a BA. Oh, maybe I'll connect you up with him. Shout out to that friend, but because I'm right now, I'm like, did he do kinesiology or was it like is there something like chiropractor, like is that the same thing?
Yeah,
in that line,
it's in that field.
Okay, I think
Yeah,
I think he
it's
does
pretty wide.
like is it physical
Oh,
therapy?
physical therapy
Would do your courses, the
Yeah,
one that you would take.
yeah,
Okay, so yeah,
physical
he already
therapy,
finished it, alhamdulillah.
mashallah,
And so
Allah
he's I think doing like MA or something.
Oh,
But you could get insight. Like that's one of the things that you always want to do. Like young brothers and sisters out there, subhanallah, connect with brothers and sisters that are in the field. There's been many times where people, I've had even colleagues and students that were studying right next with me, when they got to the finish line, they were doubting their choice. You want to be you want to have firm conviction of the field that you chose. You wanna maybe get some experiences in the field.
Make sure it's something that you enjoy.
Yeah, because this is something that
actually for me, I like a little a side story, I guess you can say, right? And so when I first went to Santa Monica College, my original, I say in quotes because it was more of like my parents like his wishes, like be a doctor, be a nurse. Right.
Sure.
And so I
went. Alhamdulillah, hey, anybody that's going towards doctors and nurse,
Allah Mubarak, bro.
Yeah,
that's a lot of work.
Such a needed field. As you can see, our nurses were overworked, and may Allah reward all of them and give them hidayat, because they were beasts during COVID and stuff like that. And so, a shout out to all the registered nurses, the people that have been in medicine and that really went to trial and really worked hard on that.
You talk to him?
Yeah, we're just doing a video
podcast.
You want to say what's up? You want to say assalamu to the community? This is one of the Hufaz that recites the Quran, mashallah.
Alright, guys.
Yeah.
So we pray Allah accepts from everyone in this blessed month, inshallah. These beautiful brothers are helping us out, making this community very comfortable for us, alhamdulillah. So we pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from everyone.
We're trying to take them to Six Flags. No, just kidding.
What's up?
Just lock the message, inshallah.
Yeah.
Wait, is there you have access to it, or do I just call Brother Hamza or one of them?
No, I'll get it.
For sure.
Yeah, if you do, then that would be great, bro.
Yeah.
Well, we could just end it right now and bounce and.
I'm fine with it, but it's up to you. I'll do it to
continue. Well, whatever is easy, bro. To be honest, we don't want to be a nuisance. One of the things with our faith is also
being modest.
Being modest, and even though if we're having a really good time and we're being loud and stuff like that, the Prophet ﷺ, has modeled and taught us to be very mindful of the environment you're in and the people, and to be respectful of the space that you're in. So, if it's time to go, it's time to go, and we continue. But we'll talk to you guys are on standby right now, but we're gonna talk to Brother Ali and see what his opinion is, and if we are if it's better for us to go, we'll end it, and then we'll resume again soon, inshallah. But we'll continue until Ali comes back.
Yeah. But I'll quick side note on the thing about character, and to one of like my favorite, one of like my favorite like hadiths is that the Prophet and to sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "I was only sent to perfect good character." That phrase itself, I was only sent to perfect good character. And Allah even says in Quran, I forget which chapter, but Allah says that I sent the Prophet is a mercy for mankind. So.
And I think there's also like a narration to the extent of the Aisha radiallahu anha, saying like, how was the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? I think a Sahabi or somebody was asking him, and it was like she I think responds to the extent of
walking Quran.
He is
the embodiment of the Quran.
Embodiment of the Quran.
Yeah,
Subhanallah. And like his characters and manners was in such a way.
Yeah, guys, I'm gonna lock it and then keep it open, and you guys just close it behind me.
Hey Ali, would it be better if we bounce right now?
Probably.
Yeah, no problem, man. We already let our audience know that we're bouncing. All right. With that being said, inshallah, we'll continue. If we said anything wrong, it's from ourselves and Shaitan, and we ask for your forgiveness. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, bless you guys. Make this the blessed Ramadan for you. And to all the people out there in humanity, may God make it easy for you, bless you and your family. If you have health issues, give you speedy recovery. If you're having some sort of trials and difficulties, uplift your trials and difficulties. And if you need some help, know that people are out there. We're here. Please call us, and we'll try to help you in whatever way we can. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace and blessings of Allah and God be upon you. And we will continue, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.